roofs are 30 years old, we got to put a new roof on and stuff. Everything has a cost to it, and I just don't know that we can continue giving that for free. I would think a $50 fee would be appropriate for the chapel, just for the heat expense and cleaning and that type of stuff, but I'm open for discussion. I was just thinking about that today.
Well, unfortunately, because it's out in fields, we do get mice.
Yeah.
So it does have to be cleaned every time. We have to send the guys down to clean it.
And after, and if it's muddy outside, everybody tracks the mud in, they have to go down and scrub it, take the rugs out and scrub them.
And maintenance and heat. I'm kind of okay with $50.
Is that enough to make the charge worth it?
Well, you don't want to get,
Again, I
we don't want to get
don't.
too gouged in it, you know what I mean? Like, but
Charge $50 this year and see how it goes.
Yeah, I initially thought 100, I thought that was too high, maybe 75. I split it between, I said 50 because I thought it was more fair for the residents, but
We've never charged before, why don't we charge 50?
at least it's something,
Okay.
all right?
okay.
And then one other thing we do, we give our town hall here for free for a resident that has someone buried here, they have their after dinner and stuff. Atwater charge $100 for theirs, I think some of the other ones charge for their town hall. Again, there's a cost to everything, so if they come up here and have caterers in there and stuff, you know, we gotta clean it before and after. All the electric, all the heat, right now, we had it rented out yesterday, and right now we're gonna have to call a plumber because there's 2 commodes plugged up that we can't get unplugged. There's a cost involved in everything we do now. I would say $100 to use the town hall would be a fair price. Resident or non-resident. For their after funeral dinner, if they so desire to use it.
For $100, you can also rent a porta pot from Steve down there in Sebring. Then you won't have those toilets clogging up.
It's just a thought. Again, I hate to gouge people, but
No,
there is a
I
cost to the township. Every time this building is used, it costs the township money.
Sure.
Every time it costs us money. So I'd like to throw a $100 fee in for the use of the building for the after dinner if they so desire to use it.
And that goes under the town hall rates. That's a change in the town hall rates.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
I was
we can add
including
that.
this, yeah, I was including this under cemetery when I explained it, but we can do the change under the town hall rate, so. All right, so
Here we go.
I will make a motion that we accept all those changes that we talked about right there as we
go
move
through?
forward in 2023. Go ahead and read them out.
Why don't you read
All right, this is what we'll do. Cemetery lots, residents, $350. Non-residents, $1,500. Burials, residents, $500. Non-residents, $600. Infant, resident, $50. Infant, non-resident, $60. Cremation, resident, $250. Cremation, non-resident, $300. Vault burials after 2 p.m. will be charged an additional $100. Saturday, additional fee of $250. $300 additionals for Sunday and holidays. The layout fee, $125. The chapel fee, resident or non-resident, $50. And we'll go to the town hall for the other thing.
So based on the numbers Mark just read off and we just discussed, I'll make a motion that we accept those rates for the year 2023.
Second.
And yes,
Roll call, Tiffany. Yes. Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
yes. All right. There.
Yep. All right, let's set our ambulance fees. Recommendation line force management. Vaughn, you want to go over this or?
Well, yeah, I do recommend what Life Force, our billing company, has suggested with the...
I can read off what the Life Force Management, who is a billing company that does nothing but this for ambulances and stuff. They're looking for basic life support in 2023 will be $850. Advanced life support, $1,000. Advanced life support 2, $1,200. Non-transport, if someone calls and we just show up, $300. Mileage, 16 a loaded mile. Is that what that's saying? Is that enough? I guess that's what the record.
$12.50.
So, okay. So, based on life force management, I will,
Well, wait a minute, we gotta, wait, something's not adding on here though. ALS 1200,
We were just adding $50.
we were adding $50, add one tier, okay. So in replace of that, it would be called an ALS 2.
Right.
so this covers everything on here, right?
Yeah, the one that says resident, non-resident, advanced life support, $50 each, that's just gonna be ALS 2 at $1,200.
Right. Okay, mutual aid to the following townships shall be self-billed the same as Deerfield Township residents. That is Atwater, Berlin Township, Edward Township, Palmyra Township. That's if their ambulance is out and they call us, we bill them the same as what we bill on residents. Our residents, the way we do it, we bill them, they turn it into insurance, whatever money their insurance pays us, we take that money, it's a done deal. There's no upcharge or anything. If their insurance pays $500 out of $1,500, we take the $500 and call it a day. So we'll continue all that and everything. Right?
Yep.
So I'll make a motion that we accept life force management fees, recommended fees for 2023.
I'll second that.
Yes,
Roll call, Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
yes.
Okay, we got to set the town hall rental fees. Currently, Sunday through Sunday, 0 to 50 people are $100 for a resident. 51 to 100 people are $175. 101 to 200 people is $300. Non-residents, $200 for 0 to 50, $350 for 51 to 100, and $500, 101 to 200.
All right, my recommendation is you leave the residents alone, the non-residents is what we need to take up quite a bit. That's my opinion.
We do have a lot of people from out of our township renting it because our rates are cheap.
Again, our residents basically help.
Who will
The
know
civic
somebody who
organization.
has a relative in Deerfield and have them rent it.
Yeah, which we try to do away with that. That's called a ghost runner, where you rent it to give it to your third ex-wife's second cousin from her first marriage to her grandson. We get that. We get that, and we need to do away with that.
But
A
how do you-
resident is our resident.
Don't the person recognize it, you know?
We say
Yes.
that, but,
It's hard to prove. I know, it's hard to prove.
yeah.
Right,
But anyway, we can work with that and deal with that later.
but so I'm thinking that as far as the non-resident people, jump everything up $100 at least. At least. 300 to 50 people, actually, maybe more than that. Maybe 350, 450, and 650.
Yeah, because we get a lot of rentals, 0 to 50 people for,
Well, everybody says, oh,
and
we got 20 people.
everybody got 75 people there then. so,
Yeah.
but-
Because they know we charge by the rate. If we can ask them how many people without telling them our prices.
I check when they set up ahead of time, I
Right.
count the tables and the chairs
Okay,
to see how many more is up than they paid for. But that's not a big problem.
No.
It's not.
So you're recommending, Mark, that
it's yours.
residents stay the same?
resident, yes, residents stay the same. I'm looking at non-residents, 0 to, I guess 300. We don't want to lose it because we do make, it is money, but it does also cost us money. The cleaning lady, the heat, the lighting, the wear and tear on the tables and so on.
It's a nice town hall and
And
it's a lot.
So what do you guys
What do
think,
you- what do you
350 or
think, Tiff?
300?
I mean, I definitely agree with raising the non-resident rate. If we want to keep the resident rate the same, I think it's a nice community
Yes.
asset to have and let the residents use it. But, I'm not opposed to raising it to the 0 to 50 to 350.
Okay, so let's do 0 to 50, 350, 51 to 100, 450, and up to, for a wedding,
600.
600?
Well, that's 100 to 200 people. That's a
I'd
lot.
say-
We should go up 650 or 700 on that.
Yeah, I
I
was
don't think
thinking,
you'd rent something equivalent for that many people for less.
that's what I'm saying, 650, I'm thinking for, if you're gonna have a wedding here,
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
I say 650.
Okay.
And we know, once they say it's a wedding, we're gonna have more than 100 people. for the most part. Okay,
Is that 650?
yes, we'll do 101 to 200, 650. Then we have to read the rest of those.
Well, I'll make a motion that to set the town hall rental fees, that the Deerfield residents pricing will stay the same, 0 to 50 people, $100, 51 to 100 people, $175, and 101 to 200 people at $300. Non-residents, 0 to 50 people will be at $350, 51 to 100 people will be at $450, and 101 to 200 people will be at $650.
Okay, but we have to finish the rest of these.
Yeah.
That's in
That's
that
all
whole
you get,
section.
everybody knows where we're at. No organizations during the month of May, August, and December will be permitted to use Deerfield Town Hall free of charge without prior approval from the trustees. Minimum charge is $200 for events held by organizations held on Saturdays with prior approvals. Without prior approval, Deerfield residents charge $600 and non-residents charge $750.
That was the whole deal when we were getting into the summer months, where you had all the graduations, you had all the weddings, and we had organizations taking up those spots where we could have been renting them for $500, $600
That's
bucks.
really not a problem.
We don't really have it anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
Well, we're used to dealing with it like this, and we can look at it on an individual basis. You want to leave that like that? Or do you want to eliminate that?
A lot of times, we tell people to come to the meeting and talk to you guys.
Right.
Okay,
And
well, we can leave
do
it
on a
that.
one-by-one basis typically when it's organizations like that, so.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it go then.
I would say we eliminate it because we don't really deal with it.
I'm okay with eliminating it. We did that because we were starting to have a lot of trouble, and I know we haven't had that so much. I don't,
It's not a problem.
Just in case there is an organization that wants to have
Those are the people that we tell, and you come to a meeting and you ask
Okay.
the trustees.
okay.
Yeah,
But
we've
through
had
through those
and
days,
everyone come.
because I remember like Jackson Milton and
Western
Western
Reserve.
Reserve, they were wanting to take up our Saturdays for $200 for rental. They wanted us to give them a special price because it was for maybe a good call, yeah, fundraiser, but yeah.
Actually, our graduation parties, people call a year ahead of time.
Right.
To rent them, so they're usually filled up
Okay.
early.
so you want to eliminate that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll,
As long as they get, we all understand that organizations through that summer months need to come to the meetings, okay?
Yes.
okay, all rentals require a $250 refundable deposit, which will be returned 14 days after. Minimum of $50 up to $250 withheld from deposit for cleaning if all is not cleaned after rental. Wedding receptions and fundraisers will require a minimum deposit of $750. No confetti, hay, straw, open flame candles, glitter, or livestock will be permitted inside our building. We have to do that because of weddings and alcohol being involved and livestock, and yeah, so I still like that. $250 is still
Yeah.
enough, isn't it? Yeah, we're all right with that.
So we keep your kids at home, don't bring them here.
All right. Any new pricing and rules will be effective for new rentals effective January 1st,
January 9th.
9th,
9th,
Yeah.
2023.
2023. Prior rentals, we'll still honor anybody that's already got it reserved this year, we still honor the old price for the rentals and everything. Individual renting the Township Hall must be in attendance during the entire event. Rentals that have alcohol requires a deputy in uniform and not be present as a guest at the event, which we ran into a couple of times.
Let's add deputy from Portage County Sheriff's Office.
Oh, yeah, because they have to bring in a slip to get signed. They have to have
They have to
yes.
have arrest powers in the county, which would be Portage County Sheriff Department.
So rental have alcohol require a Portage County deputy.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
People would argue with me about that all the time. Well, my friend is a deputy in Mahoney County.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
But they're not in the county.
But for a
They're
private event, they don't
licensed
have
for,
arrest
so-
powers here for a private event.
Exactly.
Well, we'll put it in there, make it.
All right, so I like that right there.
Okay. Okay, so that concludes everything on the hall rental,
Town
now we
hall
can make a
rental.
motions.
I'll make a motion that we accept our new guidelines effective January 9, 2023, to everything that we've just gone over right here.
I'll second.
Yes.
Roll call. Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
Number 14, adopt a resolution for fire department expense reimbursement pool. Present amount is $12,000. I think we have to keep it at $12,000
For the tax purposes.
for tax purposes. So I will make a motion, we keep the reimbursement, the expense reimbursement pool, $12,000.
I'll second.
Yes.
Roll call. Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
All right, do I have to make a motion to close the organizational meeting?
Yes.
I'll make a motion this time, we close our organizational meeting and open our regular meeting.
Yes.
Second.
Yes.
$100 for the, closet for the,
Oh, yeah, put
you
that
know,
in the town
we gotta
hall.
put that in there for the town hall.
Use of the town hall.
No, we have that, we have $250.
We have that,
No, for
As
the,
previously discussed.
yeah, it'll be in there. She just said, when we did that, she said, I'll put that under the town hall rental fees, is what she
Thank you,
did.
Jenny.
Roll call. Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Mark.
Yes.
All right, let's go into our regular meeting. We already did the pledge of allegiance, we already did all that.
We did the minutes.
We did the minutes, we
Financial.
did communications. Is there any further communications for the regular meeting?
Just for fire department, but.
Okay, well, let's do that, we're good. Let's go to the fire department.
Okay, you
All
wanna,
right, I'll do the communication first. We received a letter from Brianna Westover to the Deerfield Township Trustees. I'm writing this letter to recommend Scott Simmons as the new chief of the Deerfield Fire Department. My name is Brianna Westover. I'm a new member of the Deerfield Fire Department. I have recently begun pursuing a career in firefighting and EMT medic. I would not have been given the opportunity to work with a department such as Deerfield without the proper guidance and mentorship from Scott Simmons. Scott has been a key factor in helping me towards my goal of becoming a firefighter and future medic. Scott makes up the best in our field and has had the greatest impact on me among other professionals that I've had the opportunity to work with and learn from. Scott is incredibly knowledgeable, using every opportunity given to teach me more about this field of work. Scott has not only taken the time to educate me, but has also shown his ability to be an impactful leader. On my first brush fire with Scott, was already on the scene and welcomed me with pure enthusiasm, making me even more excited for this opportunity to be an active part of controlling this fire. Scott walked me through all the equipment we were going to use, what the equipment does, why we're using these specific tools, and more. He leads by example and was able to teach me a lot on that call, along with many other calls to follow. Scott is dedicated to this department. He creates a safe and welcoming environment on the job, and he's never failed to guide me towards success. I would be truly proud to call Scott the chief of Deerfield Fire Department. His impact on my life since working this profession is something I will be forever grateful for. I hope the board considers my recommendation and reviews Scott as a well-rounded candidate for chief. I have complete trust in Scott and the future change he will bring that will benefit our community's fire department. Scott Simmons is a wonderful man, a seasoned firefighter, and an even better leader. Thank you for your time and consideration, Brianna Westover.
Okay. And I appreciate that letter, but I think we should hold these until we get to that hiring time to read.
But I am here to,
But you follow what I'm saying, though, is I don't think it's an appropriate time when we're searching, and we haven't put it out yet.
I
We
think-
haven't,
excuse
let me
me.
finish. We haven't put out to public yet.
That doesn't
That
matter.
we are, can I finish?
Yeah.
That we are putting out, our qualifications, we are hiring. We're not even in hiring mode yet.
I know.
And I think these should be tabled
Listen, thinking
until that
about
sets time.
when you have people come in and thinking about them, after you've got that, like, what I have is some of the ideas that he has, the qualifications he has, nobody else will have.
But that's not, again, there's an appropriate time, I think, for that, is when we actually advertise for that position, and we start interviewing for that position, then we can get the recommendations from the public. But at this point in time, we're not even to that yet to start accepting them. That's just my personal feeling. I don't know what you guys think about that.
My hope is to discuss in-depth hiring a fire chief at our February meeting and proceed from there to
Okay,
put it out there to hire. So I think at a February meeting would be a better time.
all right.
I would very much like to hear what you have to say, but it sounds like we we'll discuss
Right.
that further in
Okay.
February. If you'd
This
be able to
yes,
run
it's
that.
getting long here, and,
Do you have a lot?
a lot.
I mean, a lot on there to say, or?
Well, I can keep it under 5 minutes, but I will wait till February because
Okay.
it'll be fresh in your mind.
Okay.
Because we're gonna open it up to the public in February for recommendations and things like that.
I mean, we're gonna hire, we're gonna bring people in, we're gonna interview, we got a whole process to do. And I just don't think yet, when we're not even to that, where we put it out on the street yet, that we're hiring a fire chief to start taking recommendations prior to that. That's my only thing.
I mean, this is some of, my thoughts are, you will have certain things that you want in a chief.
I
Correct.
think it would
And
be
my things, I
beneficial.
think, you might not have in there.
So,
But again, that's for us to get it out there, put our qualifications, advertise, receive the applicants, review those applicants in a way, whether we hire a chief from another county to do interviews with us while we're in there. We don't know how we're going to do that. And then after that point, then we can start taking the
let me
recommendations.
ask you, Chuck, are you giving a recommendation today, or are you giving us some ideas of things we need to consider while hiring?
Well, some of both.
Okay.
But I can wait with,
Okay.
like, some of these things, qualifications, I think, something like he has. Are you gonna have, should live within 2 miles, and be within, let's say, 5 minutes of, so you can come to a volunteer call?
Would you be willing to come back next month?
Yes, I would.
Thank you, Chuck.
We'll give you plenty of time next
Right,
month.
okay.
That's up
I
to you.
agree.
All right. Vaughn, what else in the fire department?
I think, Ryan, would you want to speak now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan Shankland.
This is for you guys.
Thank you.
This is for you.
Thank you.
My name is Ryan Shanklin, volunteer with Deerfield Fire Department. This letter is to the Deerfield Fire Department and the Deerfield Township Trustees. This is designed to serve as my official notice of resignation. There
you go.
From the Deerfield Fire Department and all duties related to my position of EMTB and firefighter 1. My obligations to my full-time career and my busy lifestyle with my family have made it extremely hard for me to keep my commitment to the Deerfield Fire Department. I would not feel comfortable running a life-saving call with the Deerfield Fire Department, and for that reason, I know it's in the best interest of the community, Deerfield Fire Department, and myself that I resign. I would like to thank the Deerfield Fire Department for accepting me as a volunteer. I have learned and grown with Deerfield Fire Department throughout the past couple of years and have enjoyed all of my time here. I will always be grateful and appreciative to the Deerfield Fire Department and the township for letting me be a part of this family. Thank you, and God bless the Deerfield Fire Department for all they do within the community. With love and appreciation, Brian Shanklin.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so much.
For joining us, and thank you for the
you,
professional way you exited the employment. We
May I
appreciate
ask
that.
you a question? It says here that you, like, maybe wouldn't feel comfortable running a life-saving call. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more? Would it be because you've been going part-time or for other reasons?
The reasons for me would be in a life-saving call, you have to make those decisions like that. I don't know where everything's located at the squad. So if there's a child on the ground and we need a breathing apparatus, I don't know where to go grab that out of the squad. So for those reasons, not being able to make those decisions on the dime, and not having the time to commit right now to coming down on my days off and learning the layout and things along those lines, that's why.
Okay.
It's not that I don't feel confident in my abilities, it's just not being able to make them decisions that need to be made as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. All right, Vaughn?
Right now, we have 7 calls, 9 days in. I'll have, obviously, we haven't had any fires or anything this year yet. I will have a full report next meeting on the year-ends calls. I'm still working on December's reports. So we'll have a more detailed report next month. 1411 did get the retires replaced. 1411 is, of course, back out of service again for, it broke down on a call coming back from a transport. Had John stowed back to the station. Been in contact with the trustees on getting repair. We'll decide that probably later this.
Hopefully tomorrow we'll have it on somewhere.
Okay. Station maintenance, fixed the fascia on the back of the old station. The wind blew it off, just nailed it back in place. I replaced 3 night lights in the back building that's been burned out. Members, we also had, other than Ryan, resignation, Bruce Whitshear was a new member we hired this year. He comes from Perry Township as a chief. He also stated he just doesn't have the time that needed to be devoted to the department. He did just live a little bit outside, just across the street from our jurisdiction, but so he wanted to also resign on good terms in case things change, but with his employment and time frame, he just doesn't have the time to work or. So also, I do have bills. We did today receive the bill for the SCBA's, kind of give people heart attacks, but it's $107,125. That's all paid through for the grant that we've already received.
How soon are they expecting that? Because our temporary
Budget.
appropriation.
March.
Is it not even that high for the fire department?
Okay.
And that's in March though, right?
Huh?
March is when that starts coming, or?
Permanent
The
appropriations.
permanent, yeah, you have to have them in by April 1st.
Right.
We can, if we can get them before that, we can make them.
Okay. What would be the date that you would say we would be able to get it to them?
I'm going to say it's probably going to be mid-February.
February? Okay.
Don't worry about it, we got him, bottles and everything, they can't, I'll fight them off if they come.
I
I'll
think
call them, let them know.
they
but I'm
probably
sure it's
understand
not a
this, they
problem.
deal with fire departments, they probably understand.
But I'll call them and let them know, make sure that they're aware that February's not that far off, I'm sure we'll be fine. And like I said, the grant will, that's one of the reasons I want to pay for it as soon as possible, because the sooner we get it paid for, the sooner we get the check back, the sooner I can submit it to the grant companies, the sooner we get our money back. Our turnout gear went too long, all that process, and money set out there too long. So,
Okay.
I'll let them know in February, I'm sure it's fine. Thank you. Also, I had a bill for Chet's Ice and Water for drinking water at the station. I think that was $30, something. If you need a,
No, that's an ongoing thing, we don't.
yeah, and then I've already talked about the 50 cents for the EMS coordinator and that's done. New equipment, new tailgate for 1426. The pickup truck has been installed. Nick Lamb put in, looks good. Purchases, used the Lowe's card to purchase the LED lights, package and C batteries, and a couple wire connectors. And also I have a bill here if we could reimburse Scott for, he bought some snow shovels. I believe he talked to Ed.
He called in,
Before
we
he
were
left.
expecting that big storm coming in, and he called, wanted to know if he could get some snow shovels. I told him to bring it up in the meeting, but I approved it at that
The
time.
ones we had there were pretty raggedy.
Yeah.
So, and that's $67.41.
Yeah, it was underneath the mountain.
Very small.
So I have that bill. Also, I was wondering if, I didn't get this approved ahead of time, but if you'd be willing to approve $75 for Scott going to a leadership training in Howland, January 7th. It's only $75, and there's the information on that if you'd like to see that.
I'll make a motion, we pay the $75 and send him to that.
I'll second that.
Great, they can understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Under relations, the department had its yearly Christmas recognition party. Thanks to Scott Simmons and his wife for hosting at his game room. 16 members attended and their guests. Had a good time playing games, fellowships. Awards was presented. Chuck Little was presented with 50 years of service. Thank you, Chuck. Derek McCoy retired this year with 24 years of service. And Zach Fernie was the top responder with 176 calls, volunteer calls that he had responded to, just edging out Chuck by just a few, so Chuck was right up there with him.
Chuck had all that time off too.
All that vacations.
Yeah.
I had to take almost 3 months off because of surgery. I had, in the last less than a year and a half.
Who knows what would have been if he
surgeries.
would have done that.
Yes.
So, I think it was like 7 calls I had.
Wow.
The members also had voted, we started the new recognition this year for Fireman of the Year. And the firemen all voted for me.
Congratulations.
I'm very honored to have that. Totally unexpected and very honored that the members did that. So also, we will be sponsoring a voter safety education class again this year. It'll be March 11th, 9 to 5, and it'll be at the station. And it'll be sponsored by be given by the Department of Natural Resources.
Okay.
So,
Can I add one little thing in? I would like to thank Tim and Buddy, because when I have called, okay, the soap dispenser has fallen off the wall, you know, and different things like that, or this and that, they're always there really quick, getting things done for us.
Thank you for that. They try to be very responsive when the fire department.
Oh, yes, they are.
Truck's usually pretty prompt, but we would return it.
Yeah.
tried to buy them dinner. It didn't come.
What else, Vaughn?
I think that's all I have.
Let's talk about our ambulance. Our ambulance just broke down. We need to figure out where we're gonna take it. It broke down today. We didn't authorize taking it anywhere because we were having a meeting tonight, so.
Okay, so we know Sheriff Jones said that they get us in there, but we've had they had our 450 for a long, long time and never did fix it. So I'm really not up on them, but if that's what only thing we have, my problem is taking over there and they have it for 2 or 3 weeks like they did with the 450.
Did you get anything from Diesel Speed Shop back yet?
No, I would have to call them first thing. I'm gonna-
We also have-
I don't know, like, they're-
I mean, we have other Ford dealers, Columbiana, they had our 450 for 6 or 7 weeks. I'm not happy with them. We have Fairway Ford. What other Ford companies do we have?
Montrose Ford, I deal with them through my full-time job a lot.
Is there one in Austin?
The one
Or
I'm
is it
talking,
Kent?
the one I'm talking about is in Montrose, so.
Oh, in
outdoors,
Montrose.
Yeah.
Did
So-
you call John Sarshone and tell me your problems?
Yeah, they know. I guess we don't have to take it to a Ford dealer. We think it's something with the diesel engine, so it could be Diesel Speed Shop in Woodstown are very, very good at that stuff. If they would get back to us, they haven't got back to us. So I guess let's make a motion to take the ambulance to the best place we think we can and get it fixed and make a motion to pay for whatever those repairs may cost.
Now, Sarshone, again, they have made mistakes sometimes. But they have got, when we have our ambulance or one of our trucks in there, they've gotten in and out pretty quick. Emergency vehicles.
Right.
I know we do also Fairway.
But yeah,
Owner lives in Deerfield, so
yeah, so we can
let him
try,
know he doesn't have an ambulance come to his house unless he gets it fixed.
right.
That might help.
Back them into a corner.
So,
So,
Yeah, that's,
yeah, okay, that sounds good.
So we'll make a motion, we'll take it to the best place we think we can find to get it back for good repair and quick turnaround to get it back. And we'll just have to make some more phone calls and figure out a place and we'll take it to them.
second,
Yes,
Roll call, Tiffany.
yes.
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 Buildings and Grounds and Road Department, we have Mr. Suderman here tonight. Or where are we at on road repairs and all that?
Road repairs, actually just got a fresh load of cold patch, started on that, process. I don't know if we wanna approve it now or we wanna do it at a later meeting, but we're looking to get 15 loads of asphalt approved, for top coat and bad spots and that before we do any advancement repairs or
Do we need
surface coats.
Do we need to motion it now or wait till February or something? You're not gonna get it.
Yeah, it's been a while, we can push that out a little bit.
Right.
Road signs, that sign grant that we received from the state of Ohio, all those signs and posts are in, and we've been slowly chipping away at it. Just want to kind of make it known that we don't have a whole lot of leeway on distances where those signs go. Sometimes they're gonna fall in people's yards that don't have the signs now. They're being added as part of the safety protocol through that grant. just kind of wanted to make everybody aware of it, that we don't set those distances, we don't set the heights. So wherever they fall, it's kind of out of our control.
Federal Transportation Board came out with a program for sign reflectivity. It has to be so many feet away, so many reflections, so many, they got readers to read all this stuff. Many of our signs don't meet those requirements.
Well, a lot of them do, because we didn't do it too long
A
ago.
lot of them do.
But we didn't have some of them.
But we applied for a grant, and there's a grant paid for 100% of the signs we have to have. But along with that grant, that means we have to fall under Ohio Revised Code guidelines. The Ohio, State of Ohio and Portage County Engineers tells us every place we have to have a sign. So many feet before a curve, bridges, drop-off, stop sign ahead. These are all two codes, or like TJ said, people are gonna see signs in the yard that weren't there. We know we're gonna get complaints, but it's an all or none. If we wanted that grant, we had to agree to, and we should. The sign should be there. If there be an accident or something, some sharp lawyer say, well, they don't have that sign there, let's sue. If we got the sign there, it's liability to the township, so.
And it is, if anything's in question.
600 signs or something like that,
Yeah.
somewhere in that area.
They're,
Are we gonna try to get some grants to get something done with these roads then? I mean, I walked my road today, there's 106 lines across my road that's broke, where, you know, that's not the ones that aren't broke.
And we're gonna talk about that here in just a second.
And I've got 3 or 4 places where the road's falling in. So I just wondered if there was gonna be something done this year that they're gonna try to do
Yeah,
something.
we're gonna address that here in just a second.
Yep.
So, that actually, the area that you're in over there, that loop, down Watson, Fewtown, back up Bandy, looking at having that, getting that sealed up, all the holes patched, everything filled, crack sealed, whatever it takes, and then, having everything chipped and sealed, top coat, over top of everything at bare minimum. Still running the preliminary numbers for budget, for what we can put out on that, section over there. So that was actually one of the things I wanted to bring up tonight as far as, pushing the chip and seal run.
That section is our highest priority for the roads this year, is those 3 roads right there that we're talking about. That is where we're gonna try like hell to do the most we can those roads up to and including paving if we can find a grant that will cover the paving. So, but we are gonna do a lot of work down there. We realize
I
this.
know it's sad, I mean, I've been
Yeah.
out here 64 years, and the roads have never looked like this.
And there's never been the houses there, there has now been built in the last 5 years either.
Or a big construction company,
Yeah.
cabling
How many
company.
hundreds of
Oh, yeah,
cement trucks have
cable
gone down those roads?
company.
How many,
Yeah, the business
It's
back
just-
in there now,
yeah.
and the amount of construction that's went on in the last 12 months, the amount of concrete being poured back there.
There was
on
another-
Town, there's just been a lot of extra additional traffic, the volume hasn't normally been there,
That's the guy that has a Ford dealership.
but, yeah.
Somebody there's today.
what else, TJ?
So other than that, the only thing we put a number in and kind of get an idea, I know we sold the old Low Pro at the sale, the auction there a while back, and we looked at numbers on anything new. Nothing is available, nothing will be available for a minimum of a year. But those numbers with the full outfit, ranging anywhere between 195 to 220,000 fully outfitted. So it wouldn't be anything that we need to make a decision on right away, but the guys said that, there was something that we want to look into. As far as getting something, it would be a minimum of 12 months out, and nothing.
Well, on top of that, then we have to get the figure to remove 2 sections of block and a new garage door. That'll have to go into that pricing, but yeah, when we talked about it, I mean, the new trucks now, they will not fit in that garage. When that garage was built, they didn't look down the road and say, these things are gonna get bigger.
Just get a Tacoma with a shovel in the back.
They're 8 inches difference, or roughly 8, 9 inches.
Yeah.
Well, they could be old, buy it.
So, I just want to throw some preliminary numbers out, and we're still working on quotes from different dealers as far as that goes, different outfits to see where their prices fluctuate. And they do that national lease on those for an annual payment, so we're not out the budget all in one.
And at the last meeting, I brought up the fact that,
Which one?
where we own half of it, Mahoney County.
On German Church.
German Church Road.
Oh, yeah.
That is a divider line in our county. The north side from the center line north is Portage County, Deerfield Township. The center line south is Mahoney County, Smith Township. There's apparently has been an agreement forever where Deerfield Township maintains it and everything, to the point where we don't maintain it. We can't maintain it anymore, it needs done. I have a meeting set up with the Mahoney County engineer to plead our case that we do not have the money to repair that road, do all the service. I'm very optimistic that he's going to agree to pay for that. They got a huge grant to pay for a lot of roads in Mahoney County. I'm pretty sure he's going to agree with me and go ahead and take care of that road for us.
Well, we have no written agreement with them.
There is a written agreement. He said there's one somewhere. He's never seen it.
But nobody's ever been able to
I've never
produce
seen
it.
it. I've been here 20 years.
Nobody's been able to produce
It's
it.
been that way for the 50 years I've been on.
Yeah, well, we remember. And it is a divider line, so we understand someone's got to agree with
Right.
somewhere. And when I
There
did
was a
talk to
time
him
where
briefly,
we
he
took
agreed
care of
that,
part of it and they took care of part.
he agreed that, okay, if it's been around this long, maybe it's time to relook at that agreement and change some things in the agreement.
But
Very
see-
adamant about we'll meet and we'll get it worked out, is what he said, so.
Well,
I
that
think we'll
agreement
fix it.
came about when it was a dirt road.
Yeah,
But see, our attorneys have never been able to find it,
no,
an agreement. So as far as I'm concerned, there is no agreement because nor they can find it or we cannot find it. So that tells me there's nothing recorded.
but I'm pretty sure that he's going to do whatever needs to get done to that road. They have a lot of money to spend on the roads, so. that-
All right, I got one thing. 2022 certified road mileage. We need to sign this, turn this in. Ohio Department of Transportation, that we take care of 16.267 miles. That's correct? As far as you know?
That is correct.
I don't know that we need to make a motion or anything on that, do we? Just need to sign it and send it away. I don't think it just enclosed original 22 annual township highway mileage certification for your township. This form requires signature of chairman of the board, township trustees. Please send executed form to the Portage County engineers after we do it. It needs to be in no later than, I think it was April we read. No, March 1st.
February.
So,
February 1st.
we're good
We should make a motion
to accept?
to accept that the amount of.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept that Deerfield Portage County is responsible for 16.267 miles of roads.
This comes into effect when gasoline tax money come in and everything, that they base how much money we get out of the overall fund on how many roads we have and stuff.
Your grants, apply for grants for your roads.
Yeah,
One,
nine.
did you second?
Yes.
Yes.
Freedom.
Roll call, yes.
Yes,
Ed?
Yes. You can go, Tom.
anything else from anybody? Yes. One more thing, there are some training classes of things coming up in the future. Only one of them pertains to the trustees for the most part. It's one that we go to in Columbus every year or are able to for training. I've gone to it several times. I'd like to go to it again. It's at the end of this month. So if you guys would be agreeable, any one of us can go. Kristy can go, and she has gone before. This is classes and training that we're required to have. Records
I went
training,
last
all that.
year.
You went
Can't
last
go
year?
this year, but try to go
Didn't
next year.
we do hotel, one meal, and mileage?
Mhm.
Is
We
that what
last
we
year.
did? I'll make a
Hotel.
motion that we pay for
One
hotel,
meal a day.
one meal per day, and mileage,
And the admission fees.
and admission
Right,
fee
registration fees and class fees.
for,
and that stuff.
it's Otarma.
Yep.
I'll second.
I vote yes, or I made a motion. Did you make the
I
motion?
made a motion.
Second, I vote yes.
Roll call. Tiffany.
Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
I have nothing else unless there's questions, or Tiffany or Mark has something else to bring up?
No, I'm good.
Motion to adjourn meeting and pay bills.
Second.
I gotta get
Roll call.
home in time for Jeopardy.
There you go, that's all we have to sign today. That's it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, you're not very far off, are you?
I think you come first of all.
Nice.
had recommendations
exactly what I-
considering while advertising. That was
Yeah, we
our
should advertise. We haven't got to that point. I think it's way premature.
They're just not cutthroat.
You know, I'm just saying for, to read the letters. If it was, it's not a, I don't know. I just didn't think it was appropriate. I didn't think it was.
Where's that line, sign?
The sign, the sign, the sign.
Yeah.
The sign, the sign, the sign. You know, the sign.
I think what we're gonna do is flat rate it for big fish here.